So one day you were like, "Hey, I think it'd be cool to make a boomerang, but I pretty much suck at woodworking, so I don't know, maybe I'll give it a try." Well, here. So like before any of this crap, like changing out the saw blades and stuff, you're gonna need to draw out the boomerang on the 1/4 inch birch ply. Yeah. And you know, make sure you have a good design, like something you found from a website, perhaps. And you're gonna lock in your blade on your jigsaw or whatever the hell you have, because you're such a woodworking noob, and you know you're working on your 50-year-old bench that just doesn't do anything, So whatever. Then you're gonna take like 10 whole minutes just to change out the blade because you got nothing better to do. So because you know, and then your dad's gonna open the basement door and try to get in the shot because he doesn't know what the hell you're filming and why you're filming it, because he's just like that. So, and you're gonna cut out your boomerang shape that you made because you're such an artist, and it's gonna take you like forever because you never invested in a bandsaw. So every woodworking project you do is just gonna take that much longer. Plus, your workbench is smaller than a homeless man's box house, which is actually that should happen. I think actually that it should be smaller than a homeless man's box house. So because you probably have a job and do important stuff, I'm going to speed this up for you so you don't spend all day watching this terrible tutorial. Now, you're going to want to actually shape it to the shape that it's supposed to be when you drew it out. Okay? So do that. Yeah. So on any boomerang, you're going to have an airfoil, and there's going to be a leading edge and a trailing edge. And for righties, this is going to be the trailing edge, and that's going to be the leading edge. And then that's going to be the trailing edge, and that's going to be the leading edge, because it's going to rotate like that. Whoa! So you're going to want to sand the edges, all edges down, and then your father's going to call you in the middle of a voice recording, and then he's going to ask how many stairs we have, because that's such an important question. God damn it. Okay, then okay, so sand the edges down so it doesn't look like crap. But don't sand them down too much until you know which leading edge and trailing edge you're doing. Right here, I'm just kind of making it look decent. And then at this point, I'm making the what looks like the trailing edge. Yeah. So this is another boomerang just to show you, but the inside was just, sanded down the middle right there. And you're gonna have to do that you're gonna miss that with the belt sander that I have, at least. So if you have one of these and a Dremel tool, it might be helpful, because then you can sand in the center. The center where I'm standing right now, and I'm getting getting covered in birch, plywood, sawdust. But really, it's not that bad. It's gonna sound like a dentist's office to your next door neighbors, and they're gonna complain about it. They're gonna complain that that kid's probably making some sort of weapon. I should hide my children because he's, we think he's dangerous, even though he volunteers for community organizations, community service organizations. So, we're gonna be afraid of him because we don't know anything about him, because we're such good neighbors. I mean, you're probably gonna want to clean off all that sawdust you just put on yourself. So you're gonna try out your boomerang in your backyard that's not big enough, and it's gonna do one of those, and it's gonna get nearly lost in the woods, and then you're gonna put it in your broken bag of broken boomerangs that you broke, because it's just like your dreams, Then you should try it out and without breaking it in a bigger area and see if it actually comes back to you, and make sure you're throwing it right and not like a freaking frisbee, because I see that a lot.